What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. Alright, so this is our episode 8 review of The Bad Batch here on Rants. Overall, I will say these last two episodes have been really strong. I've enjoyed them immensely. Yes, it's been really filled with a lot of nostalgia. The Braca, junkyards, the Rex showing up, and then of course on this episode another familiar face, but one that I think adds interest to the show. One that I've been expecting and hoping that they would at least show like a cameo of, which it looks like he's going to actually be a bigger part, and that is Cad Bane. But overall, I will say this: I enjoyed the Empire's basically saying, you know what, no prisoners rule. They're there to take them out. They're not there to take prisoners. They got crosshairs there to just wipe Clone Force 99 off the face of the map. I enjoyed that aspect because I don't really like it when they're like, oh well, let's take prisoners and then let's tell them our nefarious plan just so that they can escape. I kind of like the idea of just, you know what, they're a threat and it is our job just to take them out. And I feel like it felt that way. It really felt that way with Crosshair in charge. It felt like they are there to annihilate. And they were always, you know what, these aren't the clone troopers that we've come to expect when it comes to Star Wars in general. These clone troopers with Crosshairs in charge are actually really competent and really capable. They had some really cool ideas of how to take them down. Really convoluted ideas of how to take them down. Felt like they were always one step ahead of Clone Force 99 this episode. And you know what? That's kind of refreshing because as a Star Wars fan, it just feels like clone troopers are there to die and they don't have really any coherent reason for being up there other than being cannon fodder. And that's the way it usually feels, but this episode felt a little bit different in that regard. It felt like they were actually useful. Now, this episode begins with, Wrecker and Omega having another one of their moments. Him showing her how to disarm bombs, to me was just another moment, and it's another moment where it shows that, hey, you know what? She's now part of Clone Force 99. Like, she is not there to be babysitted anymore. She is there to take on the responsibilities that basically Crosshair left behind. Now, of course, she's not a sniper like what he is. She's not, that talented. But you know what? They're at least taking the time to show the progression of her character, and really, it feels earned. And you know what? I was not a big fan of Omega when this show started. But I will say this. If they want some good female characters on this show, some ones that will really get fans excited, Omega I didn't think would be one of those. But this is the way you make good female characters. Is you place them in this situation and then you show the progression of how they gain their skills, and you show the progression of that character all the way through. This is what we needed with Rey Skywalker. We never got that from Rey, and so therefore, fans had a real distaste for her, and felt like she was just a Mary Sue because she didn't really. Her skills were given, not earned, and I feel like even Wrecker, showing in the rest of the team, showing her the works actually benefits her character, benefits the show, and I think benefits Star Wars all the way around by giving them good female representation of capable women the way that it is supposed to do. I've never understood that. And you see it a lot with shows now. They're very good at doing guy characters that way, of showing how they get from point A to point B. But it feels like in a lot of ways that when it's a female character on screen, they just want to make them these characters that just know everything, are capable from the very beginning. That's not a real human experience. That's not the way fans begin to love characters. They enjoy watching these characters grow. Take Harry Potter, for instance. You got to see him grow from a boy to a man. You got to see what he become. You knew what he was thinking, what he was capable of, simply because you've known what he's done in the past. You know his mistakes. You know his failures. You know who he is deep down. And you see that progression. And I feel like we're seeing that with Omega in a big, big way. Now, I was a little bit disappointed that we did not get to see the Crosshair versus Clone Force 99, or even the Crosshair versus Hunter, which I was really hoping we get to see. But you know what? We still got to see some really fun moments with them. Like I said, where Crosshair just seemed like he knew everything that they were going to do, and it really put them in some really serious danger. Something that I kind of felt like this show has been needing, that tension of, okay, how are they going to get out of this situation? Yes, they've been running from the Empire and different people throughout the season, but it's never really felt like a situation that they weren't capable of handling. This actually felt like a situation that if they made it out, it would be a miracle. And so I'm really glad that, they're starting to give this show the villains that it deserves, and two, the tension that it needs to progress as a series. And you know what? I feel like these last two episodes have really, really made this show. It's almost kind of like a growing moment for this show, because it turned from really a generic of the Clone Wars to kind of standing on its own a little bit. And you know what? I can be happy that they didn't do or kind of a little bit saddened, I guess you could say, that they didn't do a Crosshair versus Clone Force 99. But we did get something even better in my eyes, and that is a Hunter versus Cad Bane kind of standoff. Now, you knew that Cad Bane was going to win that. I mean, he is just like, he's overpowered Jedis. Even somebody like Hunter wasn't going to stand in his way. I enjoyed that moment. I enjoyed that little standoff. Even though you knew what was going to happen, you still wondered, okay, how is Hunter going to survive? I kind of felt like maybe they should have made him more wounded. After Cad Bane shot him, I felt like that could have maybe been something. Showed him in more dire straits than, okay, I just got hit by Cad Bane. Why didn't Cad Bane kill me in that instance? Because Cad Bane is a cold-blooded murderer in a lot of ways. So I was kind of a little disappointed he wasn't more hurt. But you know what? That was still a really powerful moment. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that standoff. I'll tell you another aspect or another point in this show that, like I said, really brought on the tension was when they were in that ion engine, and you had Crosshair turning it on, and them just seconds from being fried, and then you had like this little MacGyver moment where they decide, okay, you know what, we're about to get fried. We got less than 2 minutes. What are we going to do? How are we going to get out of this situation? And then they set the bombs around it and exploded it before the engines could turn on fully, and therefore turning it on and burning Crosshair instead of killing themselves. That was a really cool moment. Lots of unexpected situations. We find out that the Prime Minister of Camino is the one that's responsible for sending these bounty hunters after Omega. And you know what? It kind of makes me wonder, okay, why are they going after her? What is so special about her? Is she the one that they're going to base all the clones off of, or intend on basing all the clones off of? Is she force sensitive? What is the deal about her that makes her so special and so different and so unique? But overall, I mean, there was some really funny moments. I thought Wrecker was amazing. This episode, throwing that proton torpedo at that clone trooper was awesome. Excuse me. And another moment was when when him and Omega was trying to disarm that bomb, and then he's told her it's a real thing, and she's like all freaked out, thinking, okay, this thing's gonna explode. We're all gonna die if this thing goes off. And then she clips the wrong cord, and it ends up exploding. It was more like a smoke bomb than it was anything. That was a fun moment. That was a moment that I felt like after all the trauma that Wrecker had and Omega had gone through last episode, where Wrecker almost killed her, because of his the chip in his brain. I felt like that was a moment that was needed to kind of cut through that tension a little bit and to show that, hey, things are back on track. So overall, I really enjoyed this. I thought the visuals and story were just absolutely fantastic. I kind of enjoyed that they kind of went between, different worlds and showed different, they showed us villains that have really been missing really since episode 1. I thought Tarkin was going to be that big villain, and he turns out he's been nobody on this show, and I'm really disappointed by that. But you know what? Crosshair and Cad Bane will do this show justice if they will continue on with these two as being the primary villains of this show. But overall, I would definitely give this episode probably about an 8 out of 10. I thought it was great all the way around. These last 2 episodes have been really strong, and so that bodes well for this series overall. But guys, let me know what y'all think down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think? Just let me know down in the comments down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching.